Hi, I'm Brandy Gorsline, and today I'd like to talk to you about spring cleaning. But we're not going to be talking about spring cleaning your house. We're going to be talking about spring cleaning your body. This is such an important topic, and it often goes overlooked. Many people come into a more natural lifestyle through essential oils and the Young Living products, but never seem to make it past some of those basic changes. But what I want to talk about today is taking your health journey a little bit deeper, going a little bit further and helping you get even a little bit better, a little more well, staying above that wellness line. So this process involves several steps. Today, I'm going to outline those steps and try to give you some hints, some tips, and some protocols for taking your health to another level using Young Living supplements and essential oils and some other home remedies that are really effective at helping you detoxify your body. So step one is always going to be reducing your exposure to toxins. If you've been around the Young Living family for any length of time, then you're probably well aware of where most of the toxins that we're exposed to are coming from. But just in case you're not, or you're brand new, I'm going to just briefly describe where some of these toxins are coming from. Our air, our water, our food, the outgassing of furniture and paint and carpet, and candles and air fresheners, and all kinds of aerosol sprays, room fresheners. We're exposed to massive amounts of toxins in indoor and outdoor air on a daily basis. We breathe those toxins in, whether we can smell them or not, they're there. We breathe them in, they go into the lungs, and they go directly into the bloodstream where they go to the liver, and the liver has to decide what to do with them. If our liver is burdened or overstressed, overtaxed, our liver is not going to be able to do the job of changing those substances into something that won't harm us and expelling it or storing it. So today, what we're going to go into a little bit deeper is really focusing on the liver, what its job is, and what amazing aids we have through Young Living to help us keep our liver shiny clean. Okay, so let's pretend that every single person watching this video has already gone through the entire ditch and switch list, and you've switched out all your personal care products, all your laundry products, your dish soap, your deodorant, your makeup. You've changed out all of those daily toxins that you have control over in your life, because that's always going to be step one, like I said before. If you're putting toxins into your body faster than your body is able to remove them, then you're never going to get anywhere. So that's always going to be the first step. So let's just make the assumption that every single one of you has already done that. And if you haven't, that has to be the first step that you do when you get home. Reevaluate, go through your medicine cabinet, go through your bathroom closet, look at your shampoos and your soaps and your hairspray and your makeup. If you're slathering toxic ingredients onto your body every single day, you're just making it harder for your liver to work. So as we go into talking about what the liver does and how to take some of the burden off your liver through cleansing and detoxifying, step one is hugely important. Reduce as much of your exposure to toxic chemicals as you possibly can. Very, very important to start there. So excuse me for looking down, but I would like to read from a list because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. But I'm going to be reading some of the most common symptoms that a person will experience when they have a toxic, overloaded liver. And I bet there's not a single person watching this video that doesn't have 3 to 5 or more of these symptoms. So I'd like you to pay attention. If you have a pencil and paper handy, I'd like you to tally how many of the symptoms on this list you have or experience at least once or twice a week. And let's see where you really stand with liver health, because pretty soon you're going to understand just how important it is to take care of your liver. So I'm going to go through this list, and I'm just going to comment on a few of these things that I have seen through experience with working with thousands of people over the last 15 years. Some of these are very, very common, and oftentimes they're not associated with liver health. And many of these things are actually medicated with a toxic, poisonous pharmaceutical or over-the-counter drug, not recognizing that this is actually a toxic burdened liver. So get your pen or pencil ready and tally how many of these things that you have experienced in the last week or so, or on an ongoing basis. So if you're overweight, inability to lose weight, weight loss, loss of appetite, abdominal bloating after eating, excessive gas, poor and inadequate digestion, that covers a multitude of symptoms right there. Very few people have optimal digestion. So probably almost every single person watching this is going to be checking off the inadequate digestion for some reason. Nausea, bad breath. We all know those people that have really wonderful oral care. They are brushing their teeth, they're using mouthwash, they're flossing, but their breath is just bad. We all know those people. That is a sign of poor digestion. Something's going on in the stomach or in the intestines that's causing major issues, and of course with the liver. So, and I feel bad for those people, right? And most of the time people don't tell you if that's you. So you might be able to check that one off. Maybe not. Maybe no one's ever told you. You might know that you have that bad breath, but how embarrassing. None of us want to be that person, right? Cleanse the liver. Okay, so a coated tongue, and when you go without food for a half a day or more. So this is usually a white or yellowish coating, especially on the back of the tongue, but it could be on your entire tongue. That's a sign of yeast, and it's a sign of the liver being very congested. A sluggish metabolism. Is there anybody that can say they don't have a sluggish metabolism? If you're maybe under the age 20 or something, you might be able to still be in that category of a nicely functioning metabolic system, but most people are really struggling with a sluggish or slow metabolism. High cholesterol. Almost everybody over 40 has been prescribed cholesterol medications. It seems like it's one of the top selling pharmaceutical drugs of all times. There's lots of different drugs in the statin category that are for cholesterol, but is one of the most highly prescribed drugs that has a direct correlation with what's going on in your liver. Sugar cravings. How many people in here have sugar cravings? Definitely a sign of a stressed liver. Excessive alcohol intake. Now, some people aren't going to admit to that, but even if you don't have these other symptoms, but you drink alcohol more than twice a week, you are probably going to have a seriously compromised liver, because alcohol is very damaging to the liver. Sensitivity to medication. A lot of times a sensitivity to medication is because your liver isn't able to take those molecules, to take the drug and transform it, change it, do what the liver does to excrete it. So it actually ends up working on the body longer than it should be in there, and that can cause adverse effects. Irritable bowel syndrome, rampant, absolutely rampant. I bet we all know 20 people who have IBS, and that kind of encompasses a whole bunch of different symptoms. But IBS is, again, very, very common. Frequent or continued fatigue. There's a reason why Dunkin' Donuts' slogan is America runs on Dunkin'. There's a reason that there's a Starbucks on every corner. There's coffee shops everywhere. The monster drinks, the caffeine drinks. Some of them, are like triple, quadruple, 5 times the amount of caffeine that is a regular cup of coffee, all these turbo shots and all these kind of things that are available now. People are tired. If you're tired and it's not directly a result from lack of sleep, if you're a new mom, if you have young children who aren't sleeping through the night, working a night shift, if you don't have a legitimate reason for being tired, or you sleep all night but you feel just as tired in the morning, you have a hard time waking up, or you hit that 1 to 3 p.m. slump where that's when you make the coffee run or the vending machine run, then that is a sign that your liver needs some serious TLC. Weakness, just general weakness in the body, frequent headaches or migraines, that's just epidemic. I get so many questions about headaches, and I'm seeing very young children with chronic migraine headaches. Their little livers are so burdened by the junk food diet and the cleaning products and everything that are being used in school that they're breathing in all day long. The little tree air freshener hanging in mom and dad's car, the Febreze and the plug-ins, the candles burning in the house, water that's not pure, and everything that they're breathing in all day long. Their little livers just can't do it. So frequent headaches and migraines are always going to go back to the liver. I have seen so many people relieved of headaches and migraines just by changing their diet to support a healthy body and to support liver function. It's amazing what cleansing and detoxification can do. So mood swings or behavior swings, unpleasant moods. This one is huge, guys, absolutely huge. And I'm going to make a confession here. I'm the oldest of 5 children, and I was that mean, bossy older sister. Can you believe it? And I was just angry when I was young. Like, I really didn't have a reason to be angry. I didn't have a horrible life or anything. I had a really good life. But if you ask my siblings, I was just always angry, and I never really had a reason. But I had so many of the symptoms on this list, and I ate a total junk food diet, and I was a soda addict my whole life, and I ate a bag of Doritos every day, and fast food and everything, you know, just the standard American diet, but probably worse in some ways. And so it's interesting now, as adults and talking with my siblings, they started to see that change in me as far as the anger and the moodiness. When I started into natural health, I was really sick. I was very, very sick. I had a lot of health problems going on. I was about 28 years old. And the first thing that I did, along with changing my diet, was I started different detoxes and cleanses. And the first ones I did were colon cleanse, and then some extended liver cleanses, then parasite cleanses. And I was really into it because I was really sick and I really needed to get well because I really needed to be a mom. So my siblings will still remark how they saw over those first couple years of my diet change and my lifestyle change that my personality changed drastically. I was no longer angry at all. I was able to hold my tongue. I was able to think before I spoke, and I just had a different outlook on the world. And I believe that was fully from all of the cleansing, the liver supporting diet, and through the colon cleansing and liver cleansing that I did in those first few years of my natural health journey. So if you know people that are just angry, it's probably not the best thing to suggest that they do a liver cleanse because they're really mean. Excuse me. But it's something to explore. If that person is near and dear to you and it's a subject that you can broach, anger and hatred and all of that is stored in the liver. So when we cleanse that, especially when we use essential oils, you can regain a peace in your life. It's such an amazing feeling. Okay, forgetfulness, poor concentration, or disturbed sleep. Wow. I mean, that's a mouthful right there. Forgetfulness, concentration, or disturbed sleep. How many people do you know dealing with those things? Walking into a room to get something and completely forgetting why you went in the room. Opening the refrigerator to get something and standing there with the refrigerator door open because you don't remember what you were going to get. I've been there. I've done those things. Thankfully, it's few and far between for me now. But definitely a sign of liver congestion. Lowered immunity. If your liver is not working optimally, it's going to cause your immune system to be low, to be down. An overburdened immune system, sometimes this is going to manifest in an autoimmune condition. Excuse me. Recurring colds, fevers, and mucus. I get a lot of questions about the mucus thing. A lot of people are dealing with that. Postnasal drip, mucus or congestion in their lungs, even when they don't seem to have a cold. If your body is not able to filter these things through the liver and eliminate them, it's going to push them out through other bodily fluids. So our body's wonderful at creating another fluid, mucus, to push it out through the sinuses or out through the lungs through congestion and coughing, because our body is always going to try to do whatever it can to keep us healthy and to get the toxins out. Excess body heat. You know those people who just sweat all the time? They're always hot. Even when the room is chilly and you're wondering, why are they in a tank top? Excessive body heat is definitely a sign of liver congestion. Gallbladder problems, gallstones. So many people have gallbladder problems and gallstones and they don't even realize it. Did you know that the most common cause of bursitis in either shoulder is actually from gallstones, from a malfunctioning gallbladder? Long story, I won't go into that now, but that directly affects a nerve that goes to both shoulders. It's very, very painful, and a lot of people end up having surgery on their shoulders when it's all coming from their gallbladder. A fatty liver. We are seeing fatty liver disease in 2- and 3-year-old children. And I believe that's mostly from high fructose corn syrup. It's from and typically the children who are eating high fructose corn syrup, soda, the fake juices, all these energy drinks, things like that. The entirety of their diet is probably pretty bad. So, fatty liver, obviously, you need to work on your liver. Allergies. We are coming into spring right now, and how many people deal with allergies? I bet 3/4 of the people watching this are going to check off allergies on this list. And that could be anything from sneezing, watery eyes, itchy face, hives. There's lots of different allergy symptoms. People have them to different degrees. But once you cleanse the liver, most people can get allergy symptoms completely eliminated. I've seen it done. I have done it myself. I used to be allergic to everything under the sun. High blood pressure. Again, one of the top selling pharmaceutical drugs categories is for high blood pressure. Everybody's got it. Hormonal imbalances. So many times hormonal imbalances aren't recognized as such. Symptoms that have become so common because everybody's dealing with them. So they went from common to normal. So just because something is common does not mean that it's normal. So when we talk about hot flashes and hormonal acne and hormonal migraines right before one begins their menstrual cycle, insomnia, there's all kinds of things that fall under hormonal imbalances. But guess what? Your liver governs the production of a lot of the body's hormones. So when you cleanse and take care of your liver, you are doing an amazing thing for balancing your hormones without micromanaging them, by the way. Rashes, skin conditions. Almost all skin conditions have some connection to the liver. Our liver is cleansing and changing toxic substances into something that can be dumped into the colon and taken out of the body as waste. When your liver is not able to do that, when it's overburdened and that doesn't happen, those toxins have to find a way out of the body. So one of the major ways that your body goes into damage control mode is to send those toxins out through the body's largest organ, which is our skin. So when we think about eczema, psoriasis, acne, cystic acne, all kinds of skin conditions, hives, that's another one I mentioned earlier, but would fall under rashes, they all go back to how the liver is functioning. Chemical intolerance. This one was a huge one for me. I'm that person that I can't walk past the candle store in the mall because it can give me a headache. It'll at least make me start sneezing. There's times when I have to pull over if there's a car in front of me with major exhaust fumes. I can't stand candles burning. There's sometimes perfume. When people wear perfume that is just overbearing, it can give me a headache. So I know I have to keep working on my liver, that's a weak area for me. So if you have any sort of chemical intolerance, you need to focus on your liver. Bruising and bleeding. This has to do with your body not being able to produce sufficient clotting proteins. So a lot of different blood conditions that they give a lot of fancy names and diagnoses to simply go back to cleanse the liver, the blood will follow. Young Living has some amazing supplements and oils that can help with those kind of things. We're going to get into that in the next part. Varicose veins. This can be when blood from the intestines backs up and causes veins to balloon. This is connected to your liver. Jaundice. We all know jaundice is when the liver is really in trouble and people can have a yellowish tint. It usually starts in their eyes and then eventually their skin will take on a yellow hue. This is a major issue that really needs to be taken care of. And definitely requires a lot of liver cleansing. Itching. So itching can happen when the liver produces bile and it sends it into the gallbladder to be stored. But sometimes that bile that's holding waste products can get stored in the residue can get deposited in the skin and it can cause intense itching. So if you haven't been exposed to something that is making you itchy and you have other symptoms here and you tend to have a lot of problems with itching, especially on your extremities, it tends to be the arms and legs a lot of times, then you've got to think liver. Oily skin and blemishes. This is when anything skin, again, you want to go back to the liver. Edema is a big issue with liver. Now this one gets into multiple body systems and it involves the kidneys, but if you are retaining fluid in your fingers, in your hands, in your legs, a lot of times it's ankles, sometimes you can see it in a person's face, then you've got to think liver. So this is by no means an exhaustive list, but I want to make it very, very clear that if you are dealing with any of these things, then you're getting the toxins out of your home and your environment, step one. Of course, having a diet that is supportive of detoxification and not putting more toxins in is going to be crucial. And then next we're going to talk about some of the Young Living products that I use for overall support and liver support, digestive support, and overall cleansing. Okay, so now you know just how important the liver is. All those symptoms that we just went through are indicative of a toxic, burdened, overloaded liver. So now what do you do about it? So this is where our amazing Young Living products come in. I've used a lot of different products for liver cleansing. I've used a lot of different products for all sorts of detoxification over the past 15 years. And I have to tell you that the Cleansing Trio is by far my favorite solution. So the Cleansing Trio is ICP, Comfort Tone, and Essentialzyme. And these can be purchased individually, or they come in a grouping called the Cleansing Trio. So you can buy it all together. So let's start with Comfort Tone first. So this looks more like a colon cleanse. When we add something to get the bowels moving and a bulk fiber to scrub the inside of the intestines, it's pretty much colon cleanse. That's what we're doing. Why do we want to do a colon cleanse first? Because it wouldn't make sense to try to cleanse and detoxify the liver, to get the liver to spit out all the junk, if it's going to send it into the colon and sit there. And if it sits there too long, it gets reabsorbed. It goes back into the bloodstream and it goes right back to the liver and adds to the burden. So it's always important to make sure that your bowels are moving very regularly, but definitely before we embark on any type of liver cleansing or liver detoxification, we have to make sure that the bowels are moving really well first. We have to scrub the colon, clean it out, and make sure that we're going to be eliminating any of the toxins that the liver is going to dump into the colon as we begin focusing on cleansing the liver. So let's start with ICP. ICP is a blend of bulk fibers mixed with essential oils and charcoal and diatomaceous earth and some other herbs that are powerhouse herbs that will help make this super effective at soaking up toxins and scrubbing the intestines, the small intestine and the colon as this moves through our system. So again, we want to think of this as like a street cleaner. It's going to go through and scrub on the way through. Comfort Tone is a phenomenal formulation of Cascara sagrada and many other herbs and essential oils that are going to encourage the bowels to move. So with both of these products, and especially when we're combining them, we want to make sure that we're drinking lots and lots of water. The bulk fiber from ICP is going to act like a sponge and it's going to soak up water. And we want to make sure that we have enough water to make sure that moves through, doesn't sit there in the colon. The Comfort Tone also needs a lot of water because it's going to be what's causing the peristalsis or the waves. It's causing the muscles of the colon to contract and make sure that the waste moves out in a timely fashion. So when you combine these two together, you have a powerhouse of cleansing and scrubbing, cleaning out that colon really thoroughly. Now, I like to do a colon cleanse at least 4 times a year with the changing of the seasons. Sometimes a week, maybe 7 days or so is fine if you're somebody who does a lot of regular cleansing. If you typically have healthy bowel habits and you're having 2 to 3 bowel movements a day naturally, then a week is going to be good. But if this is an area where you struggle, and boy, a lot of people struggle here. I have talked to a lot of women especially who have been told by their doctor that it's totally normal and totally okay to have 1 bowel movement a week. I actually met one lady who had 1 bowel movement every 2 weeks. So let's think about this. If you're having 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, there's 21 meals. That doesn't even include the snacks. 21 meals, well, 20 that are backed up somewhere sitting in your intestines. When our food, our waste sits in there too long, it becomes food for bad bacteria. It becomes food for parasites. Yeah, parasites. And it putrefies, it causes gas, and the toxins that are released from that waste sitting there too long get reabsorbed through the wall of the colon, they go into the bloodstream and back to the liver. So we need to make sure that our bowels are always moving really well before we embark on any other type of cleansing. But just in general, there's nothing better you could do for your health than just to always make sure that your bowels are moving. And if this is an area where you struggle, sometimes it can come from thyroid issues. Guess what? Young Living has some stuff for that, Thiamin. But if it's not thyroid related, it's typically diet related. What are you eating? I want to show you a book. Let me see where I put it. Aroma Nourish. Okay, so this is part of the Life Science Publishing Aroma series. I love this book. It's not a very thick book, but boy, is it packed with amazing information. This is one I would absolutely make sure to get your hands on. There are several books in the Aroma series, and the Aroma Nourish, followed by the Aroma Cleanse book, would be amazing additions to your library. And if you actually take the time and the effort to follow the information in those books, you are going to be well above the wellness line, and you're going to be feeling great. So I really encourage you to add these to your library. But as far as food goes, this is going to, if you're struggling to figure out what am I supposed to be eating, you know, we hear so many different diets and different ways of eating, and nobody seems to be able to agree. But basically, if you boil it down, you want to be eating lots and lots of plants. Not necessarily being a vegetarian, but a lot of fruits and vegetables. You need the fiber, you need the phytonutrients, you need the water content that's in fruit and vegetables. And you want to make sure that your diet is one that supports proper elimination. So these can help you get things moving, but then it's really important to be eating in a way that is also aiding your body in eliminating waste on a regular basis. Okay, so I told you it was cleansing trio. The last part of the trio is Essential Zyme. So this is a powerhouse enzyme. Again, Aroma Nourish goes into enzymes. Enzymes are ridiculously important. And because most of us have so many different issues going on in the body that stem back to digestion, a dirty colon and a dirty liver, Essential Zyme is going to help break down our food and help the nutrients be able to be assimilated a lot better. And it's also going to aid in the food moving through our system faster, more efficiently. And enzymes do all kinds of work. They are powerhouse. So adding enzymes into this program is very, very powerful. So you can take one capsule before each meal to aid in digestion. But while you're cleansing, I also recommend taking Essential Zyme on an empty stomach between meals, so it can go into your body, and instead of digesting your food on a full stomach, when you take it on an empty stomach, it's going to go in and it's just going to start cleaning house. So lots more on enzymes in the Aroma Nourish book. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you another resource to learn more about the enzymes. I can't stress enough how important enzymes are in our overall health. So the cleansing trio is where you're always going to want to start. You got to make sure the bowels are moving. I'm going to say that 100 times because the last thing you want to do is decide I'm going to do this amazing liver cleanse without making sure your bowels are moving regularly. Now that means at least 2 to 3 times a day, at least 2 to 3, hopefully more while you're on the cleansing trio. Get all cleaned out and then move on to cleansing the liver. So the dose is on the bottle for the other 2 products. Not complicated at all. And you can find it right on there. You'll know exactly what to do with that, and it can also be found in the Aroma Cleanse book. So, cleansing trio first, get your colon cleaned out. Okay, so the next step adding in Juvatone. Juvatone is, I think, the first supplement that I ever bought from Young Living. And that was because I took a look at the ingredients. I looked at the formulation, and I was so impressed. I always struggled with my liver, and I loved all of the things that were incorporated into this one product. It is amazing. Choline and dandelion root, alfalfa, Oregon grape, berberine, bee propolis, echinacea, and then there's several different essential oils in there. Now, of course, you know I'm not allowed to go into a lot of detail about what these oils do, but I'm going to read them to you, and your homework is to go look up the properties of these oils, because they were very, very purposely selected for this product, for liver support, for a reason. So lemon, German chamomile, geranium, rosemary, myrtle, and blue tansy. So there is not another product like this anywhere on the market. Anywhere. When you combine these herbs, you combine choline and the importance of choline in phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification, and you add the oils in there, you have something super special and really, really effective. This is amazing liver support. So with Juvatone, I recommend, the serving size on the bottle is 4 tablets. So I recommend, if you've never done liver cleansing before, and especially if you checked off a whole lot of symptoms on that list, then make sure that you don't start with the full 4 tablets. Maybe start with 1 in the morning and 1 at night, and then slowly work your way up to 8 to 12 tablets per day while you're focusing on liver cleanse. Now, this might be for 3 to 4 months even, because some of us have really taxed, really burdened livers. Juvatone is a phenomenal support. And we have Juva Power. So this is one that a lot of people don't know about. This is actually, it's a nutritional supplement, but you can drink it in water or you can use it on food. It actually tastes pretty good. Kind of surprising. But I consider this a food, and it's something I put like on baked potatoes, sweet potatoes. I'll sprinkle it on salad. Sometimes I'll just put it in a little bit of water and drink it if I'm not eating anything that I think it would taste good on. But it's a powerhouse of foods that support liver function. So it's really basically food. Of course, there's some essential oils added too that just propel it into another category of support that no other product has. So if you haven't noticed, Young Living has the Juva products. So we have Juvatone, we have Juva Power, we have Juva Flex, we have Juva Flex Vitality, we have Juva Cleanse, which is another essential oil blend. We have Juva Power. This whole Juva line, when you hear Juva, think liver. All of these products were specially formulated by Gary Young to support the liver, because Gary knew very well how important liver function is in all other functions of the body. So any of the Juva products that you add in are only going to be additional support. But so I want to talk first about just some of the simple things that we can do. Citrus oils. So we have Citrus Fresh, of course, the Vitality, which is a great support to basically to every body system, but a wonderful support to the hepatic system. And of course, Citrus Fresh is made up of citrus oils. So lemon, lime, orange, they're all phenomenal. They all have properties that are very cleansing and very detoxifying. So a simple oil like lemon that most of us think just smells good, and it's a great cleaner, wonderful to add to your thieves, and lots of uses, but this simple, inexpensive oil is a powerhouse when it comes to supporting your liver. So I use a lot of lemon, and I like to put lemon and orange on the soles of my feet every day. I do it for, it just smells so good. It smells happy. It makes me feel good. And I have looked up the properties in those oils, and I know which body systems they support. So those are some of my favorite. Citrus Fresh obviously has all of those in there, so that's a wonderful choice too. So let's talk about Juvaflex. Juvaflex is specifically blended with the Juva for the liver. So it has, let me see if I can read the oils in there. Juvaflex has fennel, geranium, rosemary, Roman chamomile, blue tansy, and helichrysum. So again, it's an absolute powerhouse, and it's one of those beautiful blue oils. You can see the lid is blue. My children always ask, can we have a blue oil? They don't care what one it is. They just like that they're blue. But Juvaflex is wonderful applied to the soles of the feet. Juvaflex Vitality can be taken in capsule form. I like to do, when I first started out, I did like 3 drops. And as my body acclimated, I have moved up to doing about 10 drops is what I can fit in the capsules that I have. So morning and night Juvaflex in a capsule. Another thing that I like to do with Juvaflex is to apply it over my liver. So it would be basically under the right breast, and kind of you can just apply all the way basically down to your waist. Massage that oil in 1 to 3 times a day. Another thing that I like to do is apply a castor oil pack over top of where I've applied the Juvaflex over my liver. Castor oil packs are a very, very old home remedy. They are very effective, very inexpensive. You can use the same pack over and over again. If you are not familiar with castor oil packs, you can do a simple Google search. You can search on YouTube and find videos of how to make them. Just make sure that you're, excuse me, getting a very high quality castor oil. You can get certified organic in lots of different places. So make sure you get a certified organic castor oil, make a pack, and apply that over where you apply the Juvaflex oil. So along with that, I like to add DiGize on my abdomen. So DiGize can also be taken in a capsule for any type of digestive issues. It supports digestion in lots of ways. It has some powerhouse oils in there, but it can be used topically or in capsules. Now, DiGize is an oil that we don't diffuse in my house because none of us like the smell. We like the benefits, we like what it does for us, and we use it whenever it's needed, but it never goes in the diffuser here. So let's see. Another support, Cellulite Magic. So the oils in Cellulite Magic are pretty magical. So they support lots of body systems. When our liver is not up to par, not functioning properly, it's common for the liver to store toxins that it's not able to deal with in fat cells. So that's an amazing thing that our body does. Instead of us being poisoned, it stores it in fat and pushes it away. So Cellulite Magic is wonderful applied to the arms, legs, abdomen, to the butt area. It smells wonderful. I love the smell of this. If you can get somebody to do it as a massage, it's wonderful. This is what I tend to use in the winter as a moisturizer for my legs. There are some citrus oils in here, so it's not something that I use in the summer if I'm going to be in the sun. But I like to add extra grapefruit oil to this bottle and use it as my moisturizer on my arms and legs throughout the winter. It feels wonderful, it smells great, and it really helps support my body in eliminating toxins through the cells. So one other thing that I would like to talk about really quickly that has been a game changer for a lot of people to support the body in wellness is obviously Ningxia Red. Ningxia is, boy, I mean, I could do 3-hour class just on Ningxia. So most of you already know how important Ningxia is, but I want to take it a step further. And I want to talk about red drink. So this is actually red drink. It's not pure Ningxia in here. So what I do is I take about 2 ounces of Ningxia. So it ends up being about that much Ningxia in my bottle. And I have Lime Vitality here somewhere. 3 drops of Lime Vitality into my 2 ounces of Ningxia. Obviously save an old empty bottle of Ningxia. Add your lime. And then 1 teaspoon of the powdered sulfurzyme. And then I fill it the rest of the way up with water, leave it just a little bit, leave a little space so that you have room to shake it. Red drink, I could just call it red drink. Red drink gives you the benefits of Ningxia. It gives you the benefits of the oils that are in Ningxia. It gives you the benefit of lime, which is extremely high in limonene. And it gives you all the benefits of MSM, and extra wolfberry, because the sulfurzyme is MSM or sulfur mixed with powdered Ningxia wolfberries. And another piece of homework, please go do some research on the benefits of MSM. Our MSM is sourced, it's some of the cleanest source that you can get. It's pure. It is an absolutely amazing supplement to keep us above the wellness line. So the red drink, when you start doing red drink, you want to start slowly. Some people maybe even an ounce at a time. I have a friend who thought it just tastes wonderful. My children love this. It is safe for children, and my children love it. And she tried it and she thought, well, it tastes really good. And she had several large glasses. Now, this is the same friend who knows she has some serious liver issues. And it made her pretty sick. But it was a detox reaction. It just happened too quickly. It was too much. She really needed to start slow and work her way up, which she has done now, and she has no issues with it whatsoever. So start with a few ounces, maybe morning and night, and then work your way up to higher amounts. But you got to do your homework and go see what the benefits of MSM are. And you're going to love this drink. I mean, I didn't think it would taste this good, but it is delicious. I wish I could share the testimonies that I've gotten from people from adding this drink into their wellness plan. So this can be done along with the cleansing trio. It can also be done along with the more focused liver cleansing after you're done with the cleansing trio. So start with the cleansing trio, do at least 7 days. If your bowels are not moving, they're not cleaned out well, then keep going for a few more days. Maybe up your comfort tone a little bit more to make sure your bowels are cleaned out before you add in your Juvitone, your Juvaflex, your red drink, and your other essential oils. So I hope this gives you a few ideas about how to really jumpstart your spring, to really make this spring a jumping point. A transition, a new beginning. Most of us feel so blah, so yucky coming out of winter. And put away the coffee, get off the caffeine, get off the energy drinks, get on your red drink, have some nitro, have some zing if you need it while you're transitioning, but do your body a really, really big favor and support your digestion, support your liver, and make this a fresh start going into spring and summer. You will never regret it. So I hope this helps, and you'll have access to this video in the near future. So if you weren't able to take notes, don't worry about it. We'll make sure you get this and some other resources. Thanks, bye.